All right, fellas, welcome back. Hope everybody has had a good week. Let's see here, fellas. I ain't got no whole lot this week. I'll tell you about that here in a minute. But anyway, I did get a couple shop cards in the mail this week, and the first one I got in was from Tiffany over at Dirt Road Cinderella. Santa Claus, man, I love I love that card right there. I like Santa Claus, fellas. That's a cool looking card, Tiffany. I appreciate the words on the inside, and I appreciate the card. That's a cool card, fellers. I don't care what anybody says, man. I like Santa Claus. But also, man, thanks to also Carrie Ann. She's the narrator, producer, and editor of Dirt Road Cinderella channel. Carrie Ann, Tiffany, and the rest of your family, man. I really hope y'all have the merriest of Christmases and the happiest of New Year's. And I appreciate what y'all do. Really love your channel. Let's see here. Tiffany just showed Tiffany and Carrie Ann just showed a video of what she uses to do her weathering. That's what she's big on, what weathering models, and just watched that before I did this, and man, really cool stuff. Tiffany, Carrie Ann, and family, thank you so much for the card. I really appreciate that, and I love it, man. Santa Claus, how can you beat that? All right, fellers, let's move along here. Next up, I got a card in from Mark, the mediocre modeler. And also, I got another decal of Ziggy. I love Ziggy, fellers. I really love Ziggy. That is so cool. Let's see here. Let me show you this. If you can see an M right here, a T, and another M. Mark, the mediocre modeler. Mark, Lisa, I really appreciate the Christmas card. That means so daggone much. You have no idea. There's one in the mail heading y'all's way. I really appreciate the card and the kind words on the inside. I can't say it enough. You and Tiffany and the other four that has sent me cards, man, I so much appreciate that. And Mark, man, I love your channels. And I just saw last night Tim Nolan. He did a video where you had sent him, which I watched the video where you was going to send it, and then I went and watched who was going to get it from your video. But anyway, I seen Tim Nolan. Mark sent him that '69 Dodge Charger funny car that he just did. He sent that to Tim Nolan. I saw Tim Nolan video on receiving that, and man, it's so daggone cool. Cool build too, man. I got one of those over there. I'm gonna do sometime or another. Uh, but anyway, man, cool build, man. That was cool, Mark, to send him a daggone model that you built, man. That's so that's so cool to have a model from that somebody else built in the community. But anyway, Mark, Lisa, thank you so much for the daggone Christmas card, and thank you for the other Ziggy sticker. I can't say it enough. I hope y'all have the merriest of Christmases and the happiest of New Year's. All right, fellas, we're going to move along here. We don't have a whole lot tonight, so next up is I guess I'll get into my weekend warrior group build here in just a minute. First, let me say this: I forget to do this. If anybody wants one of my shop cards, send me an email, man. I want to send these things out. I want to move on to my next shop card coming up on the new year, fellas. So anyway, shoot me an email, hot rods with a Z, modelshop at gmail.com. I say that and I kind of laugh because I see a lot of you fellers mention it too when you give me a shout out. Hot rods with a Z at gmail.com. Hot rods model shop at gmail.com. Shoot me an email. I'd love to send you a daggone card, fellers. Get rid of them so I can move on. All right, fellas. Next up, now we're going to get back to our weekend warrior group build, which is the Mustang drag car. I think by Revell. I think it's a '91, whatever. Anyway, fellers, I've been just scraping and I say scraping, with your exacto knife and doing some sanding, trying to clear up some parting lines, mold lines, injection lines, whatever you call them, and that's what I've been doing, and I got a lot of parts cleaned up, got a lot to go. I don't uh, I don't primer them on the tree or whatever because after you do that, you still got mold lines or whatever you call. You know what I'm talking about? Them lines. Let's see here. Let me give you an example, if I can. This is two halves where it goes together. You see a seam. Let me get it up here so you can see it. You see a seam that runs along through here, and I don't like that, so I like to glue and sand and try to get rid of that line. So when you look at the bottom of the car, it looks. I'm not a great builder, so anything that I can do like that to make my build look better, that's what I try to do. I try to get rid of those daggone things. Let's see here. But that's about all I had got done. I got quite a few parts done and got some more to go. Like I said, I did drill out. I don't know. Can you see it? I did drill out my mufflers on the exhaust that I'm going to use on this car. I got all that stuff ready and I was moving along pretty decent on getting all that stuff cleaned up and I thought maybe Sunday I might get some primer on some stuff and I didn't do it. I had some other things to do. So anyway, I've been moving along and then Tuesday, man, I slipped and fell and I hit right dead on my right shoulder and daggone it hurt. Fellers, I'm not a big feller. Hell, I'm 150 pounds soaking wet, maybe. And but anyway, I hit dead on that right shoulder, and daggone fellers, that jewel has been hurting all week. It's a lot better today, but man, it's been hurting. So I didn't even touch this weekend warrior group build no more after that. We're gonna try to get back on him this weekend and get some more parts cleaned up and get them ready for paint. And man, I haven't really been a go getter on getting after some paint on parts on this jewel because I got something on my mind and I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I'm really planning to because we're coming up on winter time here in Kentucky, and right now it's been daggone cold this week. Hell, I think we had snow one day. Well, it didn't amount to nothing, just pretty much covered the grass. But yeah, it's been cold, and I don't want to screw up none of my paint work. Not that I can paint, but anyway, I got something on my mind, and I I should just go ahead and pull the trigger now and get it over with because I know I'm going to. But anyway, I'm battling in my head, fellers. So anyway, we're gonna move on with that. That's all we got done. Again, no suspension under this car. It's just sitting there with the wheels and tires shoved up in the body, just to make it look like something. Clickbait, maybe. All right, fellers. Oh, before I go any further into my stash ads, I want to mention this. Let's see here. I'm going to show this because I just watched one of Vinny over at Scale Model, Pit Stop Scale Model Garage. I just watched his newest video that I've seen since I got home from work. And he's going to be sending out some Christmas cards. And Vinny, if I get one of your Christmas cards, I heard you say you was going to send one of your new shop cards at your discretion. I'm kind of sticking this in here to show you, hey feller, I got this one of the Camaro, the old Tom Rambler 69 appreciation build. I'm showing you that, so maybe daggone, maybe if you send me a Christmas card, you send me that other card. All right, fellers. Um, let's see here. Stash ads. Oh man, I've had this little jewel for maybe month and a half, 6 weeks, month and a half, maybe 2 months. I don't really know. I picked this up at one of them 40% off sale at Hobby Lobby. I picked this jewel up just because I've been working on building up my NASCAR stash, my race cars, what I call it, my race car stash, stock car, whatever. I've been working on that, and I got that kind of situated a little bit. So I wanted to get on my hot rod section of my stash, and so I've been eyeing this jewel, and I picked him up at that 40% off. And man, this kit right here is actually, I ain't gonna say, well, yeah, I guess it is a true 2-in-1. It's the 25 Model T Chop T kit, but you can also, let's see here, fellas. Let me try to do this without killing everything. It's a 2-in-1. You can build two complete cars, an original 25T and a hot rod. So I've been wanting that. I went on and grabbed it because they didn't actually have the one that I was wanting at that time. So I grabbed this jewel. I'm glad I did. I'm like I say, I'm trying to build up my hot rod collection. Stash, not collection. All right, next up is man, I've been looking at this car for so daggone long. I love long roof cars, station wagons. That's what I call a long roof, long top, whatever you want to call it. I call it a long roof. Man, I am such a fan of station wagons. Any station wagon, I don't care. From American Motors made some pretty ugly station wagons, Hornets and stuff. I love them. I love any station wagon. And I don't have any. I had a 65 Malibu wagon one time a long time ago, and I don't know where it's at now. I haven't seen it. Haven't seen it in a long time. Don't know what I did with it. But I just watched Grumpy Greg. I just watched Grumpy Greg's newest video, and he had one of that very model kit that I had back in the day. He was doing the naked group build, and I was like, oh man, I love long roof cars, fellas. I seen this one at Walmart. I've been I've watched quite a few videos of people building this, and I know the floor pan chassis, whatever you want to call it, has molded in exhaust. From what I have seen, I'm not a fan of that, but it don't matter. It's a long roof 55 Chevy. I wanted it. 55 Chevy is my number one most favorite car in the Chevrolet division. A 55 Chevy, and with it being a long roof, that's icing on the cake, fellers. And so I've been wanting that, and I always keep an eye on Spotlight Hobbies. These fellers right here, Spotlight Hobbies, check them out. I keep an eye on there to see if they have it or whatever. I haven't seen it. Only other place that I seen it was Hobby Link that I visit frequently. Go to places maybe. Spotlight number one always. Uh, Found out about them through Glenn over at Glenn's Models. Anyway, fellers, Spotlight didn't have it. I found it on Hobby Link. I think it was like $30, maybe 9 cents, something like that. And then plus freight. Me and the wife was at Walmart. I don't know, last weekend before last or whatever. And I always check out the toy section. And I saw they had some model cars in there, man. So that was a shock. And they had this jewel sitting there, and I thought, well, I might as well go on and get it, because if I get it from Hobby Link, I'm gonna pay $30 for it plus freight, shipping, whatever. So I went ahead and grabbed that, man. I've been wanting it again. I'm a 55 Chevy fan. That is my number one favorite Chevy they ever made from day one to now. So anyway, I grabbed that long roof on top, like I said before, icing on the cake. So I grabbed that jewel, and I don't know why I'm moving that, but I grabbed that jewel, and that's, let me put him back. I wanted him. I got him in my stash, and if anybody thinks that maybe man, you're buying all these cars and you ain't building that much. Fellas, I'm a slow builder and I'm kind of building up a stash. So in couple years, 2 years and 4 months to be exact, I plan on going into semi-retirement. So I'm gonna have some time on my hands, and when I do that, I'm also gonna go low budget. So I ain't gonna have a whole hell of a lot of money to buy model car kits, especially in 2 years and 4 months. Can you imagine what they're gonna cost? So anyway, I'm kind of stashing up for that point in my life if I can live and get there. Fingers crossed, fellers. I don't want to work till I die. All right, fellers. But that's kind of what I'm doing. I got a pretty decent stash. I feel like if I didn't buy another model car kit right now, I got enough to last me till I die because, hey, I'm a realistic person. I ain't going to live no whole hell of a lot longer. But anyway, fellers, I guess that's about all I got for y'all tonight. And daggone, my knucklehead's about to fall over here. Let me get him tilted back over on the right way. All right, that's all I got for y'all, and hopefully maybe next Friday, I ain't gonna have no paint work done because, like I said, fellers, I got something up my sleeve, so to speak. I ain't gonna say it like that. Pretty much, I'm kind of being stubborn and not really pulling the trigger on what I'm gonna do just yet. I'm going to. I know I am. So anyway, fellers, that's all I got for tonight. And fellers, I hope everybody has a daggone good weekend and everybody has had a really good, safe week. And I hope everybody has a good, safe week coming up. Fellers, y'all be safe and we'll catch you fellers on the next one. Y'all be safe.